Hey YouTube, so I figured it was time for another, I gotta look at my crystals and gems. I figured it was time for another video, and something that came up in one of my lives tonight, and I thought it was a really good subject, is men and women taking on the responsibility of children that are not their own. Personal opinion, I think it takes a hell of a man and or woman to be willing to love and cherish a child and treat that child with respect if it is not their blood. I think people in general just love kids, period. Don't really think they would purposely hurt a child. I mean, I know there's some sick freaks out there, but most people that actually have a heart, or what have you, however you want to put it, I feel like, when a man comes into, especially a single mom's life, women worry all the time, and I'm not saying that men don't, but women worry all the time about their kids. We worry about our kids when we're sleeping, we worry about our kids when they're in school. They can be in their room and we're worried about them, so I was like, let me make this video and see what other people's opinions are. There's so many blended families these days, and a lot of people, they look at a family where, say, there's a black woman and a white man and all black children, and they'll say snide comments about, why is he raising those children? Their father should be around. Or, a white woman and a black man, and the black man is raising those children. Why does it matter about the color? That's the one thing I don't understand. A lot of people pull color into it. Blended families are beautiful as long as they treat each other and the people around them with respect. As far as the parents treating the kids, I think it's cool that there are people out there that are willing to raise children that aren't their own. There's so many in the system that aren't loved, and then you have these families that don't last, and, kids hurt. They know, mom's not around, dad's not around. And for some kids, it's a matter of, why was I not good enough? And when it boils down to it, it had nothing to do with the child and whether or not the child was good enough. It was the fact that the man or woman could not be man or woman enough to take care of that child. Personally, I was a teen mom. I could have given my children up. I had to learn a lot. I had help from my parents. But I never once gave up on my kids. And people are so quick to throw relationships away, and then they get mad and honestly think they have the right to say, well, you can't see this person because I don't approve of them, or if you're with this person, then my child won't be coming to your house. What gives you the right to tell someone who they can and cannot see, as long as that person is treating your child with respect and not harming them in any manner? If my husband and I were to separate, I hope that I would be open-minded enough to be respectful of whoever he chose to be with, and be mature enough to see that, hey, he's happy, and for whatever reason at that point in our lives, I no longer made him happy, and my kids are well treated, they're happy. That would be all that matters. The petty bullshit of, oh, I don't like the way she looked at me, or I don't like the way he breathes, or whatever you people fight about, I don't even know. I don't have that issue, so I don't know. And it is easier for me to sit here on the other side of the screen and say this, and this, because I've never been through it. But the one thing that tears me up is watching these kids that end up being the ones that suffer because they get jerked back and forth because mom doesn't like dad's new girlfriend, or dad doesn't like mom's new boyfriend. And if you're going to date so-and-so, then you're not going to see our child and this, that, and the other thing. And, you guys, stop jerking kids around. I mean, just because you have an issue with another person doesn't mean that your child needs to be used as, you know, a bartering tool. Children are not bartering tools. They're humans. They have feelings. And children of any age are a lot smarter than parents realize or give their kids credit for. Often we don't give our children enough credit for anything, or we think, oh, they're this age, they wouldn't understand. I'm learning from watching children, mine, and children that are around mine. They realize a lot more than what we think, and they know a lot more than what we think they do. So if your initial family with Billy Bob's dad didn't work out, why would you want to punish this child and keep him from his father or her father? I'm putting stuff away. Because you don't like the way this person looked. I had a friend that separated, well, an acquaintance, separated from her husband. And she would not allow her husband to see their child. She wouldn't allow her husband to see their child because she didn't like the way the new female would look at her. Seriously. She did not like the way the girl would look at her. And she swore that she was cutting eyes. So she started keeping her daughter away from her father and didn't understand why her daughter was being disrespectful towards her. And I kind of got it, you know. And I said to her, did you even stop to think that maybe, just maybe, she misses her dad? And you're not allowing her to be there because this girl looked at you a certain way and you want to act petty? The only one being hurt in that is the little girl. And she eventually grew up. She let her daughter start seeing her father again, but it took somebody pointing it out. And you should need somebody to point it out. If you have a child, you should automatically want what's best for them. The only reason I could see keeping my children from their father is if I knew without a doubt that they weren't in danger in his presence or someone else's presence. Knowing that they're not going to be taken care of or something of that nature. Not just because I didn't like the way this person looked at me or this person breathed a certain way or whatever. You know, to me that's just childish. So what it boils down to is when you have a blended family and you try to keep the children from the other parent, you're hurting the child. And as a parent, your number one goal is to protect your child. So why would you willingly hurt your child by trying to prove a point to the other parent? Because you're not proving a point. You're showing, one, how petty and childish you are, and two, how greedy you are that you would hurt your child to keep them from this parent. You know, think about it, you guys. They're not bartering tools. They're not toys. You can't pick them up like a baby doll and then throw them to the side and be done with them 5 minutes later. You know, let blended families be. As long as these blended families, mothers and or fathers, step-parents, are not harming the child, why is it such a big deal? Think about it. Honestly, if there's no drugs, no molestation, no rape, no mental, physical, or verbal abuse, and they are just a happy family, why is it a problem? Let me know. Put your comments down there and let me find out. I'll put my social media sites on in the description. I hope you guys liked the video. I know I haven't been active lately. There's been a lot of stuff going on. You know, just being an adult. So I haven't had time to make videos and stuff, but I'm going to get back to it, I promise. But yeah, if there's nothing endangering your child, is it okay to keep them from the parent? Are you jealous? Let me know. I can't say because I've never been in this situation. But let me know. I'd like to know.